Guys, welcome. I want to welcome everybody. I wouldn't normally single people out, but I am going to acknowledge that our Premier is here today. Thank you very much to Alan and Tracy for being with us. And Alan has just said to me, if you have any issues with planning, come straight to me. 10 people heard it. 10 people heard it. So we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to the speaker for this purchase for being here. And we want to thank, finally, our very, very own Simon and his lovely wife for being here. Simon is our go-to man. He is the person in Simonstown that takes all the complaints, and he is one of the people who actually sorts shit out. So, well done, and thank you. Thanks for joining us, guys. There is one other person in the team who's not standing here, and that's my wife. Where are you hiding?
Where's Sharon?
Where are you hiding?
Come, Sharon.
Come on, Sharon.
Come, Sharon.
Charlie, you have to climb up.
What did you jump out?
There you go. Alright, I'm going to try and keep this down to 10 minutes at the most, and I'm going to ask Alan to say a few words. This is a classic example of life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. So how this all started was 10 years ago I was in London running a big advertising business, and we came out here on holiday, and I said to Shane, Simonstown's always held such a special place in my heart because my grandfather was mayor at one point, and he ran the first hardware store in Simonstown in this building next door here called Willets, and let's go out to Simonstown and go and have lunch. So we went to the Black Marlin, we had lunch. On our way back we saw that there was a little house up for auction across the road from the sea, and I had far too much wine, and we stopped. Sharon was driving, and we bought the house, and we all did it. And we woke up the next morning. We had a house in Camps Bay as well, which we were tenanting. And we went, what the hell have we done? We bought a house in Simonstown, we live in London. Anyway, we phoned up the agent, and the agent said, come out here this morning, just have a look at it again. Very kind auctioneer agent. And we came up, we said, no, we've got to keep it, it's so special. So anyway, we went back to London, and we puzzled with what we would do with it. And that was the start of Willets House. We developed a little property into a 6-suite guest house, which my wife then built into one of the best guest houses in South Africa. It was awarded best guest house in South Africa. It was awarded many times internationally. It was voted by a German TV show as the best place to stay in South Africa, which was broadcast in Germany, and we never ever looked back. We both became fluent in German, and because the business was so successful, we ended up living under the swimming pool in the maids' quarters. So we needed another property. They never come up on the frontier, as the agents will tell you. And we had a washing word with one or two of the agents. And we were in the Kruger National Park, and we got a call from an agent to say a property was coming onto the market due to a death. And so we built it sight unseen from the Kruger Park, and that was the start of Watercolor Studios. And we converted that into 5 studios, one of which is our home now, and that is currently 9.8 out of 10 on TripAdvisor. It has been voted the best accommodation in Cape Town from the point of view of self-catering. It's also been entered into the international awards for TripAdvisor as one of the top 10 places to stay in Africa. Again, my wife, Sharon. So, COVID came. Best laid plans of mice and men, and we had almost 2 years of no business whatsoever. Sharon insisted on keeping the staff on at full pay, which we did, and things got pretty tough. About 80% through COVID, Sharon said to me, our friend, and we knew the young Chinese guy who had bought this building, and she said, I'm really worried about him. I think he's in big trouble. Won't you go and see him and try and cheer him up? So I said I would. And I went to see him on a Sunday morning, and Sharon was cooking lunch. She said we'd be back by 1 o'clock. And I got there about 10:30, and I had coffee with Aaron. And then at midday he offered wine, which was fatal. And at 1 o'clock Sharon phoned me and said, "Where are you? Lunch is ready." So I went back, and she was cooking in the kitchen, open plan kitchen. And the way it works is that you walk up the stairs, you could see her working at the range, and she was cooking ratatouille. And she said to me, "How is Aaron?" So I said, "No, Aaron's okay." She said, "Shane, he looks so depressed." I said, "Well, I don't think he's depressed anymore." So she said, "Why? Did someone buy the hotel?" So I said, "Yes." She said, "Oh, who?" "Read it." And she dropped the ratatouille on the ground. And yeah, it's a very tough time. So in the midst of COVID, we bought this property. Everybody thought we were crazy. We probably are. We spent about 5 months fixing it, and we were 2 days away from opening on the 8th of December. My birthday was on the 10th, and the baboons came. And I ran out of this door here to warn the guys because the doors were open, and I didn't realize they were mixing slurry over here. And I fell a sip of the slurry, landed at the bottom, and woke up in hospital 3 days later to be told that I had terminal cancer. I was told that when I fell, my bone shattered from the knee through the hip up to the sternum, and that through that shattering they realized that I had advanced bone cancer. The cancer had gone to the lungs and to the brain, and I had less than a year to live. So life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. They offered to ease me out with morphine, and I said, "No thank you, I'm not ready to die." So I've had 16 courses of radiation and 3 months of chemotherapy, and I'm here to tell you I'm going to be around for a lot longer than a year. And I'll be moving on to immunology soon, and we're going to carry on. So we delayed the opening of the hotel. We are opening now. This is the first phase of the hotel. We'll invite you all to tour what we've done so far. We are almost immediately starting with the second phase behind, which will be the conference room, the gym, and the rooftop swimming pool and bar. It has a 360-degree view from the top, the best view probably that you could ever wish to imagine, except for standing on the top of Table Mountain. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is 16 rooms in this building at the top, and the next phase is a glass box across the back that will link the two. So that's a 3.5-year plan, and I'm going to see all 3.5 of those years through. Yeah, I mean, the person that I need to thank in all of this is Sharon, because she has stood by me.
So worth it.
Through all of this, I mean, the lesson bottle was packed up. She did actually go and think about things for a while after I went back down. But thank God she came back. You know, we've been very fortunate. We were very, very fortunate to find Nolan. Nolan found us.
Yes, Nolan is wonderful.
When I haven't been able to be here, Nolan has been my man, and he has done the most amazing job for us. He's been chief cook, bottle washer, he's been building manager, he's done everything. He's been absolutely brilliant. And we found each other kind of by mistake. So it was almost like kismet. A gem. So we're very, very pleased to have Nolan. And Nolan is our general manager. And any shit, go to Nolan. Nolan's your man.
I'll sort it out. Don't you worry, I'll sort it out big time. I'm connected.
We also are very fortunate to retain the services of Gideon. Gideon is a doctor. He's a doctor of immunology. He's also a Reiki specialist. He's also going to run our spa. So we have somebody with enormous qualifications. And it's going to be a spa with a difference. It's going to be a spa that is about holistic healing. And it's going to be a very, very specialized spa. And we are thrilled to have Gideon join us. then we have Barry. Barry is our resident adventurer. Barry is going to take our guests on the most amazing adventures. Barry has a business of his own, which he's now probably partially into us, and he's going to take people diving, he's going to take people skydiving, he's going to take people water skiing, he's going to take people, and they can do all sorts of things they never knew they could do. So welcome, Barry. So I just want to finally say, you know, apparently life is kind of what happens when you're making other plans. I mean, that's certainly been the case in my life, and more especially recently. And it wasn't, people think it was said by John Lennon, it was actually said by a guy called, I looked it up, Googled it. It was said by a guy called, Alan Saunders. It was first published in the 1957 Quotable Quotes of Reader's Digest. So life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. So while we're making other plans, welcome. I want you all to join me in welcoming Monica to the team. And with that, I'd like to hand over to Alan to say a few words, please. Alan? In case you don't know him, this is our famous Alan. The guy who keeps the cake going. Thank God. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, what an excuse to wear a hat and have a glass of wine. But I want to first of all say to Gary and Sharon, you are absolutely amazing. We've had the opportunity to experience your hospitality and, of course, your vision and what you're doing here while life happens is just amazing. I also, while you were speaking, was wondering about other things that happen when you enjoy a glass of South African wine. So I saw your glass of wine down there, although I heard you weren't allowed it, but I saw you had a glass of wine. So I'm looking forward to the next journey, although this one's not finished yet. What an honor and a privilege to be here today to witness this. To witness this dream, to link it back to your family roots, which I think is quite amazing. I think so many of us wish we had that opportunity, and you are actually doing it. A 200-year-old building and turning it into the first 5-star hotel on this whole coastline. I never knew that. I was the Minister of Tourism for nearly 10 years and I didn't know that we didn't have a 5-star hotel on this whole False Bay coastline. So I want to say congratulations and well done. You know, it takes one person, or here 2 people, to start something. And my prediction is, once this 5-star hotel is up and running, we're going to see a whole lot of it. Because that's what happens when risk takers and entrepreneurs put their mind to something. And especially put their mind to something during lockdown. When I spoke to your daughter when I walked in, and she said that you'd done this during lockdown, my first words were gutsy. Because that's exactly what it is. When the rest of the world were hibernating, closing down, locking down, fearful for the future, you were buying another stage in your dream, and you were committing to our economy here in the southern tip of Africa.
I was trying.
So it is such an honor and a privilege to be here. You also said that any problems, you just come to me, and I'm very happy with it. That's why I put up my hand. Because quite frankly, right now, we need more of you. More of the 2 of you. Because, you know, I'm committed to fighting what I call pandemic number 2. I'll leave. We finished with pandemic number 1. Where's the doctor? That's all of your responsibility now. Our responsibility now is to focus on the second pandemic, which is unemployment, which is hunger and poverty. And there is only one antidote. And that is a job. Nothing stops a bullet like a job. Nothing puts a food on the table like a job. Nothing gives you hope like a job. And in order for jobs to give us that forward pathway, we need gutsy entrepreneurs. We need gutsy investors who take chances and have great vision. And I think the vision here for taking a 200-year-old building, making sure your family traditions are lived in the future that you are creating. I cannot wait to see this glass roof and this glass tunnel connecting these two buildings, Councillor. And I'm happy to give them a nudge. I cannot wait to stop here on my bicycle on the way through and get a good coffee.
Yes.
Yes. And on the way back, get a good glass of wine.
Yes.
But I really want to say to the two of you, congratulations. It is people like you that we need, who really do help us with that antidote, who really do help us with creating those future visions of economic growth, of prosperity, of showcasing this beautiful part of the world to the rest of the world. It is what your dreams and your dreams coming true that create the opportunities for all of us. That many of us can wear our high tea hats. And well done to all of those of you who've brought your hats today and come here and enjoy this beautiful place from now on going forward. So, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Gutsy.
Thank you. All right. Alan, thank you so much. The last little official thing to do is to declare the hotel open. I'm going to leave that to the youngest member of our family. Her name is Charlotte Rose. She's just over there. Charlotte, can we open the hotel? There's a ribbon at the front. Charlotte can undo it, and please make your way up the stairs and have a look. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.